Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the listening session for Horseshoe, Baltimore. A listening session is where Randie Fountain, the new woman in charge over here at Horseshoe, Baltimore, is going to tell you what her vision is, including the WSOP series coming up, and then we're going to give the mic over to you, and we're going to do some giveaways in between as well. So whatever you guys want to see in the poker room, let Randie know. Let Randie and I know. All right. Randie Fountain, the new director of poker for Horseshoe, Baltimore Poker Room.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to say good morning. How's everyone doing? So we're doing a little listening session today. Caitlyn came up with the idea of, bringing people back into Baltimore, into the Horseshoe to play poker. A couple things we wanted to go over. We were looking to be women advocated as a poker room.
Yeah, so, Women's Poker Association.
Women's Poker Association. Poker Association. So Caitlyn's gonna, try to get us certified and get us going with that one. We also want to create a safe place for people to come play. So I know like we've had maybe little issues in the past about security and all of that, but we're beefing up on security and we've made a lot of changes in Horseshoe. What else did we want to go over, Caitlyn?
What are some of your visions for the poker room?
Some of my visions are just to get the poker room back up and running, get some people flowing through, let people have good times, have some good tournaments, and just let people be able to come and let the cards speak.
I know you're really excited about the World Series of Poker coming out.
Yes.
So tell everyone about that.
February the 20th through March the 3rd, we are returning with the WSOP circuit event. So it's going to be the first time we've had a circuit event here since 2019. So I'm really excited about that. Guys, come out. And what else did I want to tell you?
You'll be running Saturdays for it, right?
Right.
Tell everyone about those.
We're running mega satellites for the WSOP. We'll be having those once a month. The first one for this month is going to be November the 9th. So that's a couple weeks away. It's $250 buy-in. You'll come in, 30,000 in chips, and you get to play. There's going to be a 2-seat guarantee, and the 2-seat guarantee is going to be for a $1,700 entry into our main event at the WSOP, February 20th. So we're really excited about things we have going on in here.
Did you have any vision for? I know you've been doing some stuff with the cash games.
Cash games, yeah, we're trying to. So we changed our 3-6 and made it 1-3-3. So that was a new exciting idea. We also, we've also been offering PLO 4-card and just our regular 1-3 action games. 1-3 action. 1-3 is action here.
I've heard that it's action here.
Yes, cash games are action.
Okay, so give people the information on the WSOP circuit and the Saudis one more time.
So the WSOP is going to be February the 20th through March the 3rd here at Horseshoe, downstairs on the first floor in the Harbor Room. And what else did you have? Oh, and the first qualifying mega satellite is going to be November the 9th at 11 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Okay. Let's do a giveaway, actually. So I've got names in is anyone's name by giveaway? I don't think I got your name just yet.
It's okay.
Okay. It's all right. He has opted out of the giveaways. That's my husband. So let's do some giveaways. I'm going to bring this up over here to the camera. So I've got the little, okay.
For candy gift.
Yes. Okay, picking out a name. Annie. Yes. you can go over there. Actually, pick out a prize. Yes. Pick out a prize over there. Anything? Yeah, pick out anything you like. Like right here? Yeah, and then I'm going to show to the camera what you decide. Because I forgot to say what the prize was going to be in advance. So I was like, okay, pick what you like. Okay. And then we can do one more giveaway while she's doing what she likes. We'll be doing giveaways during the tournament as well. Yes, my very sophisticated process for picking out giveaways. Scandal! Yes!
I know this.
But I know.
Yeah, pick out what you want. Hey,
love that. It's perfect.
My favorite flavor.
I was going to get that.
He was so scared you were gonna pick that.
I actually was going to, but you
would have said when we show, as if we're doing like Christmas and everything, show the camera.
my grandson was like,
I'm so happy.
And this is
I didn't see it.
Oh,
That'll be cool.
I'm so glad.
Halloween themed, yes. Okay, awesome. And now we're going to turn the mic over to the community. I'm turn the camera around in a second. Does anyone from the community have anything that they want to ask Randie? Or what you want to see in the poker?
Any questions? Any recommendations? I love recommendations.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, Justin's about to give me a good one.
You know
He's about to give me a stumper.
Catch me. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Can you hear me, man?
I can hear you.
All right. Recommendation.
Okay.
The players really like it when the results are reported to Hindenburg.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes a big difference on like where we choose to play.
Right.
If I know a place doesn't report the Hindenburg, I don't even show up.
You don't even show up for the tournament. So you would say this for just like if we were to start running tournaments, just make sure we recommend.
As long as it's like, okay, if it's a satellite sign, it doesn't have to be reported to Hindenburg. But if it's like an actual tournament that got more than 32 entries and yeah, basically, if it's a tournament and it, there was an open event, men and women could play.
Right.
It really helps if it's reported to Hindenburg.
Right. Okay. I got you.
The second thing is winners photos. Like if
Justin, can you repeat that?
winners photos.
What?
So when someone wins the tournament, when the casino takes the picture and tweets it from their official account,
Right.
So that then people can show it to their relatives and their friends and what'd you do this weekend? Actually,
Right.
like I won a tournament. It's also like that way you don't have to buy a trophy for literally every single event because the winner's photo is a trophy.
Right. Right.
So I would say for recommendations, like
Yeah.
report the Hindenburg and do winners photos.
Okay.
And that's just for any tournament where it's an open event where
Right.
anyone can play and there's no restrictions.
Right.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that. Thank you.
Okay.
That was actually a really good one.
Anyone else got any recommendations, questions that they want to ask Randie?
Anybody else?
Recommendations, questions?
Does anyone want to see more women's events done?
Yeah, more women's events, just a variety of tournaments, maybe like a variety of like different, a variety of tournaments, just like different buy-in amounts, lower amounts for people who are like single moms like me. More offers on the weekends, like Saturday afternoon tournaments and stuff like that. Because I can't come during the week, and I only get every other weekend free. So for me personally, that's just my, a variety of options of like the buy-in amounts versus,
Right.
stuff that are like the 160 with a good rate or lower or higher and stuff like that. Just
Okay.
a variety of options.
Right. I like that one. I like that one.
Anybody else?
Anybody else? When is the last time you guys have actually been to the Horseshoe? Other than today.
The last time I was here was for Caitlyn's women's event a couple months
You
ago.
too?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys come and play cash?
I'm not a cash player.
So you're more of a
I'm
table
more of a
player?
tournament player, personally.
Okay.
But I do have friends who play cash here. I know somebody who comes that plays PLO quite often
Okay.
here. He likes to play PLO here.
Right. Okay.
When was the last, Randie asked, when was the last time you guys were at Horseshoe?
I was here before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic?
Yeah, before the pandemic, but they had the WSOP circus.
Before the pandemic. Oh my God, we gotta get you back.
But did you hear why? He said last time he came was for the circuit.
Circuit.
For the
It was
circuit.
WSOP circuit.
Okay.
And I'm glad it's coming back.
Yeah.
So if you have more events like that, I'm sure you're gonna
Yeah.
see a lot more people.
Yeah, I'm really
Because
excited
that's
about the
a big draw.
WSOP event. I'm really excited to bring it back. It's just exciting.
Yeah.
Bring the brand back to
Absolutely.
actually a Caesar's
I
Palace.
know it takes a lot of logistics, a lot more people.
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how you grow it.
yeah, but I'm really excited.
For the circuit, are you also gonna have if you come on time, if you come before registration, you get extra chips?
That's a good,
For the circuit,
I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot of extra chips, but like, I think it'll help, especially on the tournaments that don't have guarantees.
for the circuit,
Yeah.
okay,
Like if the tournament doesn't have a guarantee, then it's hard to get people to come on time.
right.
So if the tournament doesn't have a guarantee, you might have to have an incentive where players get extra chips for showing up before registration. So if you start with 30, like this one, like if you start with 30,000 chips,
Right.
you would get 33,000 chips. Or if you start with 20,000 chips,
Right.
you get 22,000 chips. Just a 10% increase for showing up before
Right.
registration. And I say on the tournaments that have guarantees, you might not need to do it, but the ring events that don't have guarantees,
Right.
like that might need to be a thing to make sure people show up on time.
Okay, I like that. That's actually a good suggestion. All right, anybody else?
Scanner, did you have anything else?
I think I shared the suggestion with Justin about incentivizing and stuff, so I think that's the one.
I know this one is super hard, but if there was some way to register online,
Yeah.
that would be, I know that's probably really hard to do, but if there was a way to register online for tournaments,
Like through Bravo, for example.
Right,
Do it.
right.
that would be really, really, even if it was just some kind of like early check-in,
Right.
where like, you just notified like, I'm coming.
yeah.
That would, and like if let's say you check in on
That's
the
not-
Bravo,
Yeah.
right, and then you actually show up,
Mm-hmm.
then you get the early
An
chip.
incentive, yeah.
Yeah, that's, some kind of, and if you couldn't do it directly through the Bravo, maybe the website. Like you go on the website, you put in your player's card, you say, I will be there. You guys have a list of all the people who, checked in early, kind of like pre-check-in on airports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like when you use the website, when you put in your player's card, and then when you actually show up on time, then you get the extra chip.
Right. Yeah, I like that idea too. I actually do. Well, hopefully, I'm thinking that we're bringing the qualifiers back in. We'll start to get a little bit more of a flow of tournaments, and then once we can start getting a little bit more of a flow, then it'll be easier to bring people in. But with us not holding tournaments for so long, it's just hard to get people back in the field of just coming back to the room. So I'm hoping that with this WSOP, because we will be holding another event for WSOP at the end of the year. So I'm hoping that this first one goes really good, and then we can try to, we're not going to be a tournament property or tournaments all the time, but just, good tournaments that you guys can come in for on the weekends and play. That'll be something nice. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
It might be an initial expense for the casino's perspective, you might have some upfront expenses for kind of.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're gonna recoup it back up.
Right.
Back up.
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot of companies.
And just
because it's, you got Maryland Line, GM,
Yeah.
Parks, you got Organa, you got everything, so, but if you do the right timing, that's the
Yeah.
most important.
Right.
You gotta look at the over atlas, so you can kind of conflict with other casinos, tournaments.
Right.
And if you can do that, meaning find a gap
Right.
in the calendar,
Yeah.
where they don't have a tournament during that period of time,
Or
then
if
you kind of you put your own
Yes.
stack in there,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
can draw players from all over.
Just
Because for me, it's like an hour and a half away, so.
Oh, okay, so you are traveling. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to go to GM, which is 30 minutes away from.
Right. Well, thank you for coming. I
No, of course.
appreciate it.
To build on what he was saying, actually, Justin and I were having a conversation, looking at the other casinos and comparing what tournaments they have and offering an opposite. So if they have like a large buy-in that weekend, go with a lower buin. Or if they have a lower buy-in that weekend, go for a larger buy-in. So kind of whatever they're offering, you're offering something different that would maybe appeal to somebody who would prefer a larger buy-in or prefer a lower buy-in. So kind of, going opposite of whatever the other casino did.
Right.
Justin and I were talking about that before this
It's
session.
just it comes from just looking at the calendar of other casinos.
Right.
It doesn't take a whole lot.
Right.
They post everything on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
And that would be good too, so seeing it on social media, because that's how the easiest way for me to follow tournaments. I know that
What is your tournament outlet? Where do you gear to? Twitter, Facebook,
Facebook.
Facebook. Anybody else? Facebook? What do you look at, Justin? Twitter.
But if it could just be uniform, where the Facebook, the Twitter, and the website
Right.
all
Same post.
say the same, it's just the same
Right.
post. The other casinos release their schedules very, very early.
Right.
And like MGM doesn't even run on Saturdays. So it's like when Maryland Live runs the 1100, basically, there are like a bunch of people who just don't get to play.
Oh, wow.
Today we're in competition with the 30 for 30.
Right.
So this is like worst case scenario.
Right.
But imagine if we were in competition with an 1100, there'd be a bunch of people who would literally come here as opposed to that. So I think like if we coordinated the events to make sure that there's a sub $200 buy-in running against a $1,100 buy-in, then it's almost guaranteed to beat the guarantee.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. You guys gave me a lot of good things to look into. And what type of tournaments do you guys prefer? Just more hold'em?
Yeah, I don't know about you all, but like Maryland's like oversaturated with bounties.
Right.
MGM runs a lot of bounties. Maryland Live runs a lot of bounties.
So how do you think the poker world responds to bounty tournaments?
People just, play very loose and try to win the bounties as opposed to trying to win the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be nice to have a casino to come to where you're actually trying to win the tournament, not trying to win the bounties.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice contrast, right? So like,
Right.
even if Maryland Live is running a $500 buy-in with a bounty, which is affordable, it's like if you guys are running a 160 reduced rate, no bounty, there are going to be people who go, oh, I could buy in 3 times here as opposed to 1 time there.
Right.
It might, right here instead.
Okay. All right. All right, I love the ideas. You guys gave me 2 pages of ideas that I am definitely going to look into. So I really appreciate the feedback and you guys coming in today and sitting for the listening session and actually, participating. I really do. I need the ideas to be able to know which way to go.
And if you can't do extra chips, $5 voucher to Dunkin' Donuts for showing up on time for work.
I like that.
Like, that's only if you can't do the chips. Like, I think players would choose the chips instead, but if for some reason that's not a possibility, like just a $5 voucher to Dunkin' Donuts if you show up on time.
I agree.
I think that would get people here. Like,
I think I would take that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything else?
Yeah, like our idea for our tournaments, we go on Saturdays and Sundays down at Rivers, down in Philadelphia. They have a beginners tournament. It only costs $70, and you're only getting it's a small amount because it's called beginners but it brings in a lot of people. You have 4 or 5 tables and it's $70. They're only giving you 15,000 in chips, but it's bringing in. It's called for people that want to learn poker at a reasonable amount of money. They come. That's to where they start at $70.
Okay, I like that one too.
I want to also add, Maryland Live recently, a couple weeks ago, did like a beginner's session where people were learning how to play poker. And I know, like, for example, my mom's trying to learn, but she's so scared to be exposed to it. So I think maybe if you offered something like that, where you teach the poker and it's like a fun initiative, and then this would become their home casino because they would become comfortable here. Like, for example, my very first time I ever played poker was in Hollywood Perryville, which is a very small casino. They don't offer a whole lot of tournaments, but I'm comfortable there because that was my very first exposure where I learned and everything like that. So I think maybe if you offered like once a month on a Saturday morning and then like a cheap buy-in right afterwards, so people could learn and then they can enter for a low rate, cheap tournament just to get exposed to it.
Right.
Because I know tons of people who are like, oh, I would love to learn the game, but like, how do you learn? Like, where do you go? And there's not a lot of places that offer that kind of thing. So I think that would be something that maybe would bring people into.
Okay. I like that one too. All right.
Are there any other ideas that you guys would be interested in?
Well, they need to lie.
Maybe a midnight tournament.
Midnight tournament.
$20 hustle, 5 minutes left.
Like a
Super turbo.
That is a good idea though. Like
Super turbo.
the 715s, you know how like maybe the 715s could run if they were hyper turbo.
Oh, hyper turbo.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes from my kid to go straight past. With a lot of people. $20.
Yeah, a late night hyper turbo where registration's open for like half an hour, and then you just get it done.
Right. No, I like that too. I like that too.
And you probably get a lot of dealers from like American Life, right?
Right.
Yeah. He was a dealer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I do like those
They
ideas.
can play at American Life because they deal there.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got you. All right.
Okay, is there anyone else or anything else that you'd like to see at Horseshoe Baltimore?
Yeah, I think we got a lot.
Yeah, okay. And I think the last question is just good is like, I know a lot of people can hear press about it for the women's events, the ladies' legends tournaments, scamming, you can't get what do you guys like about Horseshoe Baltimore? I said, what do you like about Horseshoe Baltimore?
I like the improved security because 5 years ago it was kind of, the parking lot had the ladies had the terminals. They were my operations. You got to swipe your card down, get in. And they got EV chargers for those of us that drive. It's a lot more secure. It's a lot more cleaner. I like the tables. They got the
Yeah, the tables are nice.
So
Yeah.
you see visible improvements in the
Yeah.
casino's infrastructure.
Yeah, we actually have a new general manager. His name is Jacob Whitmore. So he's been here probably about maybe like 2-3 months, but he's coming in the door and he's like pushing changes, new carpet, the poker room here, we're getting new chairs. We just installed all new USB chargers.
Yeah, I see.
He let us reopen the smoke deck. Like he's like pushing change. We're back to alcohol 24/7, which before we weren't. So like he's pushing a lot, but it's just gonna take a little bit of time to like get everything in the line. But he's pushing for change. He is.
It looks better.
Yeah.
I can see the changes from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Hmm.
It smells good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hello.
You can take a seat. That's fine.
I didn't know if there was anything going
All right. So it's 11.
It's 11.
Oh,
11:13. You guys want to start the
No,
timer?
I'm actually one of the three entries.
oh.
I'll wait for her.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, I'll see you Cindy.
I'll show her with it.
All
Okay.
right. So yeah, let's get ready to start.
Okay. Okay, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Randie,
Thank
for being here.
you. Thank you.
And let me know in the live stream. Let me see. This is gonna like go up and
Uh-huh.
let me see if it's set. Oh yeah, can you see the end live stream button? Can you click it for me?
All right. In live, and yep, I see it on
Yeah,
the
can you
right.
just click it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.